What the heck was that? Just what would cause that kind of a noise? It would rattle a pretty good sized house.
That was Richard D. Young, a Gatesville man who spoke with us on the phone earlier this afternoon, moments after he heard an explosion. He, of course, describing that construction site after it exploded at Coryell Memorial Hospital. Now, this incident happened at around 3 this afternoon in Gatesville. One person tonight is dead. Several others are injured.
Fox 44's Maribel Santiago was on scene earlier today. She has been throughout the night and joins us now live from Coryell Memorial Hospital with a breakdown of the blast.
Well, guys, it's certainly been a long day for first responders and law enforcement that, in fact, came across the state to come in and assist at the scene. Now, I'm going to step back here. The scene is still active. It's a little less active than earlier today, but we do see a couple of lights working. Some people are investigating. Now, officials say those injured were all construction workers, and they say it was a catastrophe that they weren't expecting. At around 2 this afternoon, several agencies responded to an explosion at the Coryell Memorial Hospital.
Law enforcement, we're talking about fire, we're talking about ambulance. They came from throughout the region, not just the local hard-working folks we have here that save our lives day in and day out.
More than 150 people were evacuated. One person is dead and 12 others were sent to area hospitals for their injuries, some to the burn unit at Parkland in Dallas.
I can look at the Meadows, our 90-bed nursing home. I see some damage to it. I see some damage in other parts of the building that appear related to a shock wave to me that occurred when the blast occurred. I can see some damage across the street and some of our ancillary services that are over there.
They say it happened at a major construction project on site. Preliminary reports say it was a gas leak from a boiler causing the deadly blast.
After I've seen the damage, I would tell you that it's certainly catastrophic what occurred. I think we're very fortunate and blessed that there were no more injuries than there were.
While no patients or hospital employees were injured, the facility is slated to be closed until further notice. Now, during that press conference, patients who were already at the hospital were actually relocated to hospitals such as Clifton and other area hospitals in this region. The officials do say there is no threat to the public as they're investigating this as an accident at this time.
All right, thank you, Maribel Santiago, live at the hospital tonight. This is clearly a situation where a lot of people wanting to stay on top of and get the very latest details. We also did want to look into just how the Gatesville explosion measured up to other large-scale crises in Central Texas.
That's right. Right now, we know that there have been, you'll remember most recently in 2015, the Twin Peaks shooting that happened in Waco. It sent dozens of people to the hospital. You'll remember 9 people died. Now, the year before, in 2014, a shooting on Fort Hood left 4 people dead, including the gunman. April of 2013, the West Fertilizer explosion killed more than a dozen people. Hundreds more were injured. In 2009, the first Fort Hood shooting left 30 injured, 13 people shot and killed. And of course, again, today's blast in Gatesville that so far has left 1 person dead, 12 others injured. So, Robert, just an example of just how well equipped our area first responders are to respond to crisis situations like these.
Yeah, acting very fast throughout, not only in Central Texas, but all throughout the state. As Maribel touched on a minute ago, the explosion bringing first responders from all across Texas right to Gatesville. We understand there was also a state request to help with a crisis response. That's
right. We know that crews from North Texas, specifically Flower Mound, on scene with ambulance buses. There were also fire crews from Austin. They sent in structural collapse technicians to kind of assess the building after the damage. Fort Hood also sending paramedics and Belton police on scene. That's where this photo is coming from. Belton Police Sergeant Glenn Bennett responded to Gatesville as part of a National Guard unit. You can see the explosion here, just catastrophic, and really, look, you can see all those bricks, Robert, as a testimony of how large this blast was. They posted these on their Facebook picture, or on their Facebook page. They also say they're sending prayers, again, that coming from Belton Police.
Yeah, and to that point, just how violent that blast was as well. Something that didn't last very long, but really had a lot of impact throughout.